trust me, like if more people could be their dream selves and their dream women, their dream men, you know, the world would be a much better place. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. So as you can tell, today's video is a little bit different. I'm in my pajama. It's a sit-down video now, it's a chit-chat, girl talk, whatever you want to call it. So today I want to talk about a topic that I'm very passionate about, which is how to become your dream self, your dream woman, how to live your best life, how to glow up, whatever. It's just how to improve, you know, how to improve, how to be better. But it's like specifically how to become your dream woman, because I've realized that my dream woman is me at my full potential. First thing that we have to have in mind is actually like thinking, who do we want to become? Like, it's very important to have the vision, you know, that you want to be. And when I say that my dream woman is me at my full potential, is because when I was younger, I always had this vision of how my life would become, how I would talk, how I would walk, how would be like my lifestyle. Imagine, who do you want to become? This is very important so that you know how to act and what to do like on the next steps, you know. So you have to think about your looks. That it's important whether we like it or not. Looks are important, so you have to think of your looks, how people are going to perceive, you know, like people perceive us the way that we look, whether we like it or not. It's how we feel, if we are in danger or not. It's how we see if people are approachable or not, you know. So it's important. Then you want to decide which places your best version, your higher self, your dream woman is going to, you know. Where does she eat, where she's hanging, you know, out with, what's your ideal relationship. Like, write all of this, like tintim por tintim, like we say in Portuguese, okay? Like, you have to write everything and be descriptive, you know, with a lot of details. It's actually your life, so you should know exactly what you want, you know, and be intentional about it and just be very authentic to yourself. Otherwise, there's no point of doing this. What else? Where do you want to work? And also how you are taking care of yourself, whether it is like food-wise, what foods do you cook, what type of foods are you eating, you know. Once you've decided all of this, you want to start acting like her, you know. You don't have to have everything figured out to become her and to start acting like her and to start dressing like her. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter how your life it is right now. You can start to be her today, because if you are waiting for a long time, if you keep waiting for the right time to become her, trust me, you will never be her. And deep down you own that to yourself, you know, because it's your life and it's your desires and you only have one life. So you better be her. You own it to yourself and you own it to your inner child. Like, the difference between being and dreaming / wanting is action. So action is what is going to improve your life and make a difference in your life. Like, you just have to start today and believe that you can, okay? Don't think that you cannot be her. Don't think that you cannot achieve what you want, because you can. If everybody can, why can't you? Like, I remember that when I was taking my driving lessons, my father, he was like, you know what, Sarah, just chill, okay? Everyone does this. Like, everyone, from the most like educated people to the less educated people, like everyone does this. So just don't think too much about it. Go there, do your thing, and you pass, trust me. And it's the same thing about becoming who you want to be. Like, the people who are who they want to be, the people who are authentic to themselves, it's just because they started, you know, they just implemented and that's it. You don't have to think too much about it. Like, when you are about to take the action, you know, like, you have to dream, you know. First of all, you have to dream, you have to imagine. Like, also when you imagine who do you want to become, you start to get excited, you know. It's just like you start to feel like you are already her. That's why like thinking and imagining is very important, because when we are imagining things, it's like we are already living, you know. That's why the brain doesn't really know the difference between reality and non-reality, you know. That's why a lot of people say fake it until you make it, fake it until you make it, which I don't believe too much in that, you know. But imagining is like the motivation that you need. Motivation is also not everything, but if you need a little bit of motivation, then just do your meditation and imagine who do you want to become and just be her. You don't have to think too much about it, you know. Then the next step that I would say is be intentional. Like, you have to be intentional. This thing of going with the flow, see where life takes us, you have to cut all of that, because that doesn't lead you, like that doesn't lead you to anywhere. Like, going with the flow, girl, no, like nowhere. There are very few situations where going with the flow actually took someone like somewhere, you know. But usually you have to take action, you have to be intentional. You like, being intentional is like the word, you know. It's like the key, you know, because as we all know by now, motivation is not always going to be like, as we all know, we are not always going to be like motivated to do what we want to do, going to be how you want to be, you know. Even though it's for us, sometimes we get like lazy and tired, and you know, like, it's okay, it's part of life, that's fine. That's why we have to master being intentional, you know. Then this is like a very important step in becoming who you want to become. It doesn't matter what characteristics like do you want to become. For example, your characteristics of your dream woman don't have to go accordingly to mine, you know. But no matter what you want to do and who do you want to become, you have to be confident, okay? It doesn't really matter who do you want to become and what do you want to do, but you do have to be confident, okay? Like, so master confidence, and master, most like importantly, mature confidence, you know. It's not that silly confidence that we see like those tips like everywhere, yada yada yada, like, no. Like, it's actually that confidence that you feel good about yourself and you don't have to question yourself when you are like in front of other people, you know, or in front of other confident women, you know. You don't question yourself and you don't question your value, because you know who you are, and you don't need to bring anyone down, especially yourself. Like, you don't need to bring yourself down to be a good person, because sometimes like people, they bring themselves down because they don't want to be too cocky, they don't want to feel that they are taking too much space. Like, if you take space, then take space, okay? If that's who you are, then just take all the space that you need without bringing anyone down, okay? Like, we have to learn to understand that one thing is one thing and another thing is one thing, okay? If you are extroverted, if you have a lot of passion, I don't know, like, it doesn't really matter. Like, if that's who you are, just be yourself, okay? And don't be afraid, and be confident in who you are. That's very, very important. And that's why I say that mature confidence is like very important as well, because like when I was younger, I always perceived myself as a confident person, you know, and I actually was confident for what I knew back then, you know. But the thing is, if I was to be confident today the same way that I was the same way that I was like back in the day, you know, it would not benefit me like at all, because it's not just because like I was like young, you know. It's because I'm still young, of course. You know, when you are a teenager, like, the way you perceive confidence is very differently when you are like a grown woman. Like, it's different. Like, even like the beginning of the 20s to the middle of your 20s, like, confidence like shifts, like it changes, you know. Like, the beginning of my 20s like to now, I'm reaching my mid-20s. Oh my gosh, But yeah, you know, it's like it's different now. So yeah, master like major confidence. Like, into me, major confidence, like it's like always, and of course knowing who I am. But yeah, it's being who I am, it's knowing who I am, is acting who I want to become, you know, and it's understanding why I'll feel confident in certain situations and in others not so much, why I react like this and I react this way in this type of situations. Is actually understanding why I want the things that I want, why it's understanding also why being confident is going to change my life and it's going to benefit me, you know. It's not just because being confident so that people will like me and that I won't feel like threatened by people, you know. It's actually understanding how confidence is going to benefit your life. And so once you know who you are and what do you want in life, move accordingly, okay, girl? Just move accordingly to who you are and what you want, and the rest is history. Like, the rest, it doesn't matter. Like, the rest is the rest. Like, if you want to be that person that and the thing is, doesn't even matter if so and so think is stupid or dumb or they don't like, whatever, like, it doesn't really matter, you know. If it's what you like and who do you want to become, then just do it. Like, move accordingly. Like, if you want to create, for example, a YouTube channel, it doesn't matter what your friends and your family are going to think about you. Like, it actually doesn't really matter. Just move accordingly to it and start acting as a YouTuber would act, you know. Like, how would be a YouTuber's routine to be able to film the videos, edit the videos, and then post online, you know, and then post online, you know. Like, move accordingly to that. You have to move accordingly. You cannot like doubt yourself into thinking that, oh, maybe I can be a little bit flexible in this. Like, no, if it's something that you truly want and you truly need in your life, and it's something that is going to improve your life, you really have to move accordingly to that, and no discussions. Yeah, again, like, talking again about imagining who do we want to become. I mean, I believe that's why people do mood boards, you know, because when you do a mood board, you are like visualizing and imagining who do you want to become. And when you visualize and when you imagine, again, like, it's like you're living it, you know, and you get excited and you get happy, and that's very good for you, you know. Like, for example, when I was younger and I would go to certain types of restaurants and I had like certain types of vacations with my parents or stuff like that, I would always like imagine myself like living like this, and you know. And also like by watching movies, you know, if I watch a movie where this woman was more of had more of this how do I say this in English? When we are young, we feel attracted to certain types of characters in movies, and how do I say this in English? And like certain characters in kids shows and stuff like that. Usually it's because we see ourselves in those characters, you know. And when I was younger, like, for example, I mean, which is actually very funny because I was a person that didn't want to grow up, but I always liked things for the grown-up, you know. Like, for example, the personalities that I would like, that I would feel attracted to, and that I would like see myself in even though I was like very young, would be always those women who were femme fatales, you know. Now it's very trendy, oh gosh, now it's very trendy. I always envisioned myself as that type of woman because that's what I was like attracted to, you know. And I was like, when I grow up, I want to be like her, I want to dress like her, I want to talk like her, and I want to, like, I remember that I wanted to wear so bad high heels. Like, the only thing that I was like actually like excited about growing up was like wearing high heels, you know, like those pointy heels and the stiletto, you know, like very thin high heels, and that's what I basically use nowadays. And also about like lingerie. Ooh, girl, I loved seeing like a very beautiful like bra, you know, with lace. Ooh, I don't know why a 7-year-old young girl was like imagining those things. But yeah, here I am. There I was in this case. Yeah, and I remember that I was like, oh, I want to have a nice smile, and I want to have, yeah, I was actually that person that wanted to have a beautiful smile, and I actually thought that I didn't have until someone told me like, you have such a beautiful smile, and I'm like, what? And then people started complimenting me about that, and I was like, oh, okay, nice, good, great. And I remember that I wanted to be one of those women with a seductive voice, which is very funny. For example, in English, I don't think that my voice is that great, but in Portuguese I can understand that. But I never understood that I had one until someone told me, like, especially men are obsessed with my voice. You have no idea, it's like crazy. They are obsessed with my voice and with my eyes and with the way that I talk, you know. And it's very funny because when I was younger I wanted to have all of those characteristics. So that's why I say, like, when you are envisioning yourself, remember who your younger self wanted to be, you know, and see if there are characteristics that you already are. And if yes, like, that's great, like that's actually very good. And if not, like, you can always improve on other things, you know. This is just like a few examples. For example, there are other things that I wanted, that I didn't knew that I wanted in my dream woman, and now that I know, like, being vulnerable, you know. Being vulnerable for me was something that was out of question, you know. Being vulnerable for me, like, it was like for the weak people. I actually thought like being vulnerable would not have any type of advantage in my life, you know. So until I understood that for me to be happy I had to be vulnerable. And I'm sorry about the dogs barking. These dogs, like, I swear. This is why I prefer cats. Till I understood that being vulnerable was a superpower that would give me a lot of life and would give me a lot of good things, you know, about myself and about others and about, like, and in life in general, you know. That's one example of things that my dream woman needed to have, but I didn't knew that it was something that I wanted because I didn't have that in myself, and I worked on this. So here we are, being vulnerable. This is like a very important step for you to become your dream woman. You have to forgive yourself for the things that you've done in the past. You have to forgive, you have to heal, and you have to move on, okay? Also, it's the same thing with people, you know. When you want to move on, you have to forgive people, and it's the same for yourself, you know. You have to forgive, heal, and move on. Like, a very important step is like the heal, you know. Heal, heal is very important. So you have to heal, forgive, heal, and move on, because you have to understand that like, by forgiveness you understand that it's okay to make mistakes. You're a human being, and that's more than okay to make mistakes. That's how you learn. That's how you learn. That's how you understand what you want in life. Who do you want to become? How do you want to act? You know. So there's nothing wrong by making mistakes. It doesn't matter what mistake you made. Okay, it's a mistake. Humans make mistakes, okay? And you have to heal from that, because you deserve to have a good life, and you deserve the things that you want, you know. You deserve the things that you desire. And forgiveness is a very important step for you to achieve that, because you only have one life, and you have to live yourself with no restrictions, without being afraid of being who you want to be, and without dwelling on the past. Oh, I can't do this because I've done this and I'm a bad person, or because, like, I'm not as great as I thought I could be because I've done this. Like, it doesn't matter. The past is the past, and it's in the past for a reason, you know. The only thing you have to do is learn from it, move on, let go, move on. Whether it's people, situations, mistakes, it doesn't matter. Forgive yourself, forgive people, heal, move on, and be happy, because you deserve it. You only have one life. You deserve to be happy, and again, you deserve it. Like, you own it to yourself. You know, the world is actually amazing, and it has a lot to offer, and you have a lot to give to people, and you have a lot to give to the world. And trust me, like if more people could be their dream selves and their dream women, their dream men, you know, the world would be a much better place and it would be much happier. So yeah, just you own it to yourself, and that's how you change the world. You know, you change the world by being yourself, by understanding people, by understanding yourself, by forgiveness. You have to forgive yourself, not only sum all of this up. Like imagine your dream self, your dream life in all of aspects of life, you know, like friendships, relationships, yourself, money, career, vacations, house, lifestyle, foods, exercise, you know, like workouts, hobbies. Like imagine everything, every little thing, and start acting like her today. But listen, don't forget that all of your desires, they have to be your own, and your own alone. Not what you see in social media, not what your parents tell you what you should be, what you should do with your life, who you should be with, you know. You have to be your own. That's how you're going to be happy, is being authentic to yourself, you know. Also, figure it out, like what are your limiting beliefs, because trust and believe that your limiting beliefs are going to stop you. They are going to prevent you from living the life that you want to be and that you deserve. Because when we are actually doing and implementing the steps, there's always like that inner demon, you know, either little demon that it's like, girl, who do you think you is to be doing this and that? Who, you know? And this comes like in self-doubt, it comes like in comparing yourself, you know, that inner voice that prevents you from doing things, and that you actually think that a lot of times is intuition. It's just fear, and it's self-doubt. It's just fear in form of self-doubt and comparison. So be true to yourself and live even if you're afraid. Just don't stop doing things because you're afraid and because you actually believe that you don't deserve nice things, because you do deserve. When you're in doubt, always ask what your higher self would do, you know, and you have your answer. Now I want to share with you some exercises that you can do for you to become your dream woman and your dream self, you know, because I needed to do those and I actually felt so happy. So I'm going to share. I'm going to put the pictures in the screen so you can like pause the video, screenshots, and do your exercise if you want. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and comment how do you envision yourself as your dream woman. Yeah, comment down below and let's chat, and I'll see you in the next video. Mwah.